Hello, and welcome to the Experience Local with Russ and Scott. Each week, they bring you conversations with local Christian businesses and business owners. Join in every Monday live at 9 a.m. Pacific on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. Listen to the program on Spotify or wherever you listen to fine podcasts. The Experience Local is brought to you each week by wonderful sponsors.
Copper Rock Real Estate, commercial and residential real estate in the Mid-Willamette Valley. Contact Shelley Henderson, 503-881-7399, or online, copperrockrealty.com. Bosun Hub wants you to know about Showing Up, Perspectives on Cancer, and the in-person event, October 3rd through 5th in Garrison, New York. Contact Russ Hedge to learn more. Email russ@russhedge.com. Independent Merchant Brokers, innovative solutions for your payment processing needs. Learn more at independentmerchantbrokers.com or call 877-460-4747. The Arbor at Avamere Court in Kaiser provides memory care. And enjoy independent living at Avamere at Albany. Learn more online, arbor@avamerecourt.com or avamere@albany.com. Discover Oregon Real Estate, your statewide experts in luxury home sales, farm, ranch, commercial, business, and land development. Online at dore.llc or call 503-299-9070.
And now, your hosts for the Experience Local, Russ and Scott.
Ta-da! Here we are. Good morning, Scott. Welcome, everybody, to the Experience Local Live with Russ and Scott, and excited for another Monday, right, Scott?
Yeah, happy to be here, but especially happy to be able to spend time with you, my friend, every day, every Monday here on the Experience Local, and then Wednesdays on the Experience Live with Russ and Scott. So, but here we are. We've got great guest believers in business, and today's guest, Jeff Silverman, has been a friend for many years, and he's well known in the community, and I look forward to sharing more of his story with everybody.
Yeah, I am so excited. Jeff is such an amazing guy, and it's going to be a good show, everybody. So make sure that if you're watching live, that you share this out with your friends right away. Let them know what is going on so that they can they can come and watch live. You know what? Share it, tag your friends, but also don't forget this sits on the platforms LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook after we're done. So you can go back and watch on replay. LinkedIn and YouTube forever, Facebook for 30 days. So you got that, and it converts to audio podcast on the on Spotify. Also, it is on the Experience Radio Network. And so you can look for information on that by going to, what do they go to, Scott?
Go to local.theexperience.video. That's a website where we've got information about the shows that we have, contact information for Russ and I, and you can go right to the LinkedIn, or you go right to our YouTube channel by going to theexperience.video and follow us there. And we will love to follow you back. Share your YouTube channel, and we'll connect up with you and share that out with everybody.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. So it's so many great ways to connect with us and to be able to share things. And Scott, I am just blessed to be here with you every week. We're so thankful that we're able to do this because of our amazing sponsors. You heard them all at the beginning of the show. Copper Rock, Casa of Lynn County, Bosun Hub, the Arbor at Avamere Court, Independent Merchant Brokers, Avamere of Albany, and Door Real Estate, Discover Oregon Real Estate. We are so blessed for all of those. And we also want to tell you that we are also listener supported. That's right. So we can't do it without you. Your generous donations help us continue to broadcast. And so any amount you want to give is great. But I want to remind you, I'm heading to New York to speak at the Perspectives on Cancer conference, as you heard about. And so if you want to give towards that, that would be a blessing. You can actually, there's a special deal on a sponsorship. Message me directly. I will talk to you about that. And that helps me get to New York thank you so much for that. And Scott, any last words here about what's going on in your world?
Well, we know that cancer affects everybody, either a family member, friend, or yourself, and definitely an impact on the community. So I encourage people to get involved with their with Russ on this particular episode or this particular event, but also in the other types of research that are available out there. Of course, breast cancer awareness, prostate cancer awareness are coming up, and there's always local events that you can be involved in, and I encourage everyone to do that.
Yeah, for sure. There's so much good things going on, and so so thankful for that. Well, Scott, with that, I think we better get Jeff in the room. We're gonna miss all this great time with our friend.
Yeah, Russ, Jeff has so many good things going on, so let's get the show rolling.
Let's do it. Morning, Jeff.
Good morning, guys. Good to see you. Good to be here.
Oh, we're so blessed to have you. You know, we're going to start off with the real basics because we know how amazing you are already. So share with our audience here, this wonderful community, who in the world is Jeff Silverman and what are you up to?
Well, I'm a dad of 3, a grandpa of 6, a husband of 1.
Those are good numbers right there, by the way. That's a good example.
I actually own 3 businesses. I've been a believer since I was 21. Yeah, I'd love to tell you my story at some point during the show, but been a believer now for over 30 years. And that's about it. Live in Oregon, and
well, let's get right into that. I want to go back to your conversion. Tell us about how that happened.
Sure. So I grew up in a Jewish home, non-religious, although we did go to synagogue, and I was bar mitzvahed at 13. And I always believed in God. I just never really had anything deeper than there is a God out there. And then time I was 20, I was introduced to a Bible from my wife for the first time. And I started with Genesis. Because as a Jew, I really didn't even know what the Old Testament was like, or, you know, I've always heard the stories of Moses and Abraham, but I read the Old Testament, and after a few weeks, turned the page from Malachi to Matthew, and started reading about Jesus. And the words of Jesus really spoke to me. And there was a lot of people praying for me during that time of seeking. And after a few months of reading and asking lots of questions, I really gave my life to Jesus and accepted him as my Jewish Messiah.
Yeah, you know, that's amazing. There's always quite a story for all of us, you know, how this came about. And mine really came about because of my beautiful wife. I was already finishing college when I accepted the Lord. So it's amazing to look back and see those paths. And, you know, I want to skip back just a little bit here to talk a little bit more about the 3 businesses you have. I just want to give a little background for everybody, and I want to dig more into the faith and how it interacts with all that, but give us just some basic information on what the businesses you're doing and all of that, because they're very interesting.
Well, after a 10-year career in radio, I set out to start my own business in 2010. 2011, started Silverman Studios. So Silverman Studios is a regional video production company. Our tagline is capturing the heart and soul of your business. And so that was 15 years ago. I started Silverman Studios, and about the same time that I started my video production company, I also started doing singing telegrams. I'm a lifelong entertainer and musician, and I hired a singing quartet for my wife for Valentine's Day. And the quartet was great, but being a lifelong rock star musician, or at least wannabe, I thought to myself, there has to be something cooler than this. And there wasn't. And so I started a company called Rockstar Singing Telegrams, by myself, just doing telegrams up and down I-5 corridor from Portland to Eugene. And after about 5 years, I started branching out into different cities, including Los Angeles, New York City, hiring rock star performers in these markets. And then after a few years after that, I went national. And so right now, we're probably the biggest singing telegram company in the U.S. We average about 10 singing telegrams a day for birthdays, anniversaries, work promotions, engagements. Really, really fun business. My son and I are booking singing telegrams daily and really love it.
And I want you to keep going on this, but I want people to know, go to your Instagram account for Rockstar Singing Telegrams. Those are just wonderful videos of people being surprised. All right, keep going. Tell us about we've got 2 or 3 businesses that out there.
Right. So the third business was started in COVID, and that is a national funeral live streaming service. So in 2020, I saw there was a big need for live streaming for families who could not attend funerals. And so I started a company called Funeral Videos USA and partner with live streamers across the US. And we help with slideshows for families. We help do interactive Zoom memorials for families. And it has been a real blessing for people who can't attend a funeral. And we're there to bring the funeral to them.
So, Jeff, we have a number of things in common. And the 3 of us all have Hope 107.9 radio in common. You mentioned being in radio, having been there. And then you and I actually met at the Willamette Angel Conference, and which is an angel investing conference. Doesn't exist anymore, that particular event. But we met there, and you were doing video services for that event and a lot of startup businesses. How have you been able to integrate your family as you've started up these 3 businesses following your radio career?
Yeah, well, I'm really excited now to have my son helping me with Rockstar Singing Telegrams. My wife has always been a big help in video production. She has a great voice and does a lot of voiceover work for me. So that's kind of the extent of family in my businesses. Um, and yeah, hope that answers your question.
Well, I want to tell you, I want to go back actually, because I find this very interesting. So when you started Rockstar Telegrams, were you living in the same area you live now?
Yes.
Do you
Yep.
remember where the quartet was out of and what year that was that you hired them?
Well, it was about 15 years ago. So it's 2011. 2009.
Okay. All
That
right.
sounds about right. 2009 was when both businesses, Silverman Studios and Rockstar, kind of launched. And that 2009 was the year I saw an ad for a Valentine's Day singing quartet. And I hired them to sing for my wife. And it was cute and it was nice. And that was the time where my brain started working. I was like, well, there has to be something cooler than this. And there really wasn't. Now, singing telegrams, traditionally, you'll see gorillas in a tutu show up, Elvis, what else? Princesses, clowns, gorillas. So I wanted to start something 80s kind of rock star theme.
Right. That is so funny.
And so all of our performers, for the most part, play guitar, and we wear wigs unless some of our performers actually have long rock star hair anyway.
Yeah.
And
You and I definitely don't have that anymore.
Follically challenged, yes.
Well, the reason I brought that up, Jeff, is because it's interesting. Back in the 80s and my days when Scott and I graduated from Oregon State, I was part of the OSU Barbershop Quartet, and we did what we called Valograms and went out and sang Valentine and other events for, different people around the community. And so it was a lot of fun to do that. I really enjoyed that. And it was the good old barbershop days. But so I love the fact that your son's got involved with all that you're doing, and your faith is so important to your business. I think these things in my mind really sustain the joy of what you do, because you obviously love what you do, but to be able to be involved with your son, your wife, so supportive, get to do things you love to do. Talk a little bit about that, how your faith integrates with that.
It really is a blessing to be able to work from home. God has given me incredible opportunities to be able to work from home, spend a lot of time with my grandkids. It's just been a real blessing to be able to spend time with my grandkids who are close, and God has been beyond graceful in my life, and he has opened up door after door of blessing, and I wouldn't be where I'm at without the Lord in my life, that's for sure.
Yeah,
absolutely. Well, and we've been fortunate. I've been fortunate to have been able to play music with you at church. And I remember one time actually trying to recruit you from the church that you were at to our church when we were looking for a music director. But years later, it did work out. We got to play together, and then COVID came, and you were able to combine your video abilities, and we all recorded our parts separately. You mix those all together into videos that we used for online church. And then you also launched at the same time the live streaming of these memorial services so people could actually participate. And so I do kind of see a theme going through here where you're able to reach out and connect to so many people. You're connecting to rock stars across the country, to these live streamers, to do these memorial services. Let's just talk about how your faith is just a part of how you connect with people.
I just, every day we pray that we would be a blessing to those around us, that we would give generously in our time and resources to people in our lives, family first, performers, subcontractors who I work with. I want to be above reproach with those people and be a blessing. So I get the opportunity to help people more frequently than you might think, who are struggling, and it's a blessing to be able to help and share my faith as well.
Yeah, I tell you, I love all that you do, Jeff. I really love this whole thing about helping people come together with, their funerals and the live streaming and all that. My son got married on the day before the world shut down, and it was mostly shut down. And so everything that they had set up for their wedding, of course, had been canceled.
Mhm.
They were blessed to have friends with a beautiful home lakeside in Washington by Lake Stevens. So they got married poolside and lakeside, which was really beautiful. But all they could have was the immediate family and their wedding party. But being young, and this was before this all came about for me, they live streamed their wedding. So they did it on YouTube, so that all of our family got the link and they could actually be at the wedding watching it on YouTube, even though nobody could be together. And it was really a blessing, honestly. They had thought about doing another wedding, but they thought, nope, everything went so good. Everybody got to see it. And they just called it good with that. Everybody got to be part of it. And I just think that is such a blessing. So what was the initial thing that triggered you thinking that this is something people really need, for the funerals? Because boy, I tell you, there's so many people that can't come to that, but want to be able to be there and pay their respects.
Yeah, I just saw the need and the opportunity to provide this type of service with, my background in video production. I had to learn live streaming. The beautiful thing is that anybody could send you a stream from anywhere in the world with their camera.
Right.
And so finding a way to make that stream go to where the family would be watching, either by YouTube or Zoom. It was interesting, and as you know, live streaming is fraught with problems. You're at the mercy of Comcast or cellular towers. We've done some really unique live streams. We have been in the middle of like the desert, renting a what's the satellite system?
Oh yeah,
Starlink systems.
Mm-hmm.
In the middle of a military honors in the middle of kind of nowhere.
Wow.
Being able to live stream for the family throughout the country. That was a really unique opportunity to rent a Starlink system and find a provider who was willing to drive into nowheres, trying to think of some other unique funerals that we've done. I really love doing Zoom memorials. So I kind of moderate the Zoom room to, make sure that people, one, have their mic muted so it's respectful to everybody, and then helping them when it's their turn to share. So yeah, it's really unique to be able to help people during some of their most challenging and sad times of their life.
So
Yeah.
great to have you here, Jeff Silverman, on the Experience Local Believers in Business, and you have a great testimony that brought you to Jesus, and then you were able to get into your own businesses. Gives you time to spend with the family, but as people tell you, having your own business isn't always this is cake and ice cream, right? There's a lot of work that goes into it. Obviously, you had to build a national network with these rock stars and these video folks. How do you go about doing that?
Well, Facebook is a great resource for finding local musicians in cities across the U.S. So I'd say Facebook groups in different cities and regions has been a really big help in recruiting professional musicians. I vet them, with an audition, and also talk to them about, this is a very unique type of service we offer to show up. Sometimes we show up for people on hospice and sing them one of their favorite Elvis songs, or sing them a song from their youth that, it takes a very special type of performer to be able to do that. And then most of the time, though, we're embarrassing somebody.
Again, I tell people, go follow you on Instagram and rockstarscenetelegrams.com. People can go and find that. Russ, go ahead, and I know you're the responsible host, and you have to keep the show moving.
Yeah, I want to just thank you so much, Jeff. You're an amazing friend and such a great guest today. Give everybody real quickly, how do they get in touch with you?
I would think the best place would be silvermanstudios.com. And there it is on the screen.
Yep.
Send me an email through there, and I'd love to connect that way. And there's my LinkedIn profile as well. So those are the two good ways to connect. Perfect.
And everybody, you can connect directly there. It's clickable in the comments, show notes, or if you're not actually watching and listening, just write down silvermanstudios.com when you stop driving, and that would be great. So Jeff, so great to have you here. We're going to say goodbye on screen and wrap things up for today, but hang tight just a minute in the green room. We'll see you on the other side.
Good to see you, Jeff.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Oh, so great, Scott. Last words before we wrap things up today?
I just think it's great to hear that his testimony came from reading the Bible.
Yeah, well, I tell you, there's no other book like the Bible. I can tell you, the number one read book at my wife's school, actually, by kids. So that's a promising thing for the future. Hey, with that, everybody, we are so blessed to have you here. We're here every Wednesday, 9 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time for your listening, viewing pleasure. Not only do we go live, but also it sits on the platforms LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook, and it broadcasts on Spotify and on the Experience Radio Network. With that, we're so blessed to be here, and we will see you next week. Until then, have a blessed week, and remember, enjoy
the experience locally.
There you go.
Thank you for tuning in to The Experience Local with Russ and Scott. Listen to the program on Spotify or wherever you listen to fine podcasts. Join in every Monday live at 9 a.m. Pacific on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. We look forward to seeing you next time on The Experience Local with Russ and Scott.